I wrote this story one time in my head. I haven't written it on paper yet. I've written stories, and there's just one problem that I have sometimes where it's just hard for me to name that story. It's like, I sit in front of an empty page and I don't blank. I just, yep, and just, damn. No, I sit in front of an empty page and I just start yapping. And I rarely blank. But when it comes to titles and names, I just blank, sometimes. But it's fine with me because I let go. Because like ultimately with a lot of my stories, I would like to write with other story writers. I think the story would be better if it was created by multiple people, richer. Because we talk about a world, and damn, a world is just so much, and so fucking much, too fucking much for one to handle. And you can still handle it, but damn, richer. Um, but I got this one story title. With this one story I wrote in my head one time. Again, I'm still putting it on paper, but it's in my head. I'm gonna try to write it one day and get it out there, but I got the title for it, and it's my most favorite title. It's my most favorite title. It's called A Tribe Not Their Own. You know. And it comes from, there's a part in the story. There's several parts in the story. And it's when it's said within the story, it's said as a pejorative. You know. But basically, you have these group of guys, and they're multiracial. They're multi-linguistic. Um, they're multi-tribal. Um, but they have this experience together, and this experience that they have together is just um, divine. It's fucking divine. And again, I like it. I'm gonna definitely try and get it out there one day, hopefully. Um, because it's like there's this scientific study that was done one time, and it was just like, like we only have the capacity, according to this study, um, for whatever that's worth. But we only have the capacity for like 100 or 200 people within our lives, right? Every person out there, you only have capacity. So like, what the fuck is tribe or nation or state if that's your reality? I was learning about early American history one time, off source, off the reservation, off the historical reservation that they keep us on. Because there's a certain story that's said, and there's the reality of it all. And but I learned about this, and this may not be true. You can look it up, but I believe it's true. And what it was is it's this document. It's a law. It's a law. And what used to happen was you used to have these African slaves in the South, but you used to also have a lot of Irish immigrants too. And and there was this guy one time, and he was looking around in the South, and he was like, "Holy shit, we need to put a stop to this. We need to fucking put a stop to this. Fuck." because he was looking around, and what he saw was that you used to have some southern whites who would own African slaves. But they also used to hire, quote unquote, these Irish immigrants. And so they'd have Irish immigrants working alongside African slaves. And it's like, that's what I've seen my whole life. It's like when you get two people together, like, they'll either be friends or not. You know? And whether they're friends or not has nothing to do with their skin color. You know? A black and a white man can be friends, and that's a beautiful thing. And it's a beautiful thing when a black man and a black man are friends, and a white man and a white man are friends. It's like friendship. That's what we all want, you know. So he was like, he started raising the alarm bell. He's like, we need to put a stop to this. We need to fucking put a stop to this. Like these Irish immigrants and these African slaves are becoming friends. Like we're sticking our foot up our ass if we don't stop this. We gotta make it illegal for the Irish immigrant and the African slave to work alongside each other, because like they're becoming friends with each other. And we're the minority, right? The slave owner, that is, not necessarily the white man. Because the slave owner, like I did family history one time, and I can't find any slave owners in my family history. Like all Americans kind of secretly want to maybe find one, but you know, I never found one. You know, but like I was thinking about it one day. I was thinking about it, and it was like it's like damn, like I didn't find any slave owners within my history, right? But it's like, it's funny because it's like, I think all African Americans, you know, not the Africans who have come over in our day, but all African Americans, so all all black and mulatto people who have African American slave his blood within them. It's like I bet you every single one of them has a slave master within their blood, right? Because that's just like you read the history, and it's just like that's the type of shit that happened, you know. And not just a slave master, but like they used to breed the black slaves to get the biggest and the strongest blacks. You know, they used to breed them. And that's why we're like at the top of the sports world, right? Shit. But like sometimes, like I just met this white guy from the South, and he's like this 6 foot tall fucking white guy. But in order to breed them, that's exactly what they do. They bring in these Scandinavian white men and breed. You know, it's just they want the biggest and the toughest and the strongest slaves. um, you know, I mean, there are just some really beautiful black souls out there. And there's some bad ones too. And it's the same with all of us, you know, and it's the same with each and every one of us. You know, so it's where this idea of mercy comes in. Because we're all capable of anything. But it's like, damn, if it's like you go back to that study, and it's like that's where you really experience this idea that we call tribe. That's where you really, really experience it. It's in your everyday, and your everyday only has so much capacity. But within that capacity, you can find divine, you know, and that divinity doesn't have anything to do with these grand idea thoughts of linguistic families and fucking languages and shit you know, it's just like, damn, we can really, really only ever know a town. And you know, the city is just the background. Anyways, you know, I think I'm starting to talk out of my ass right now. I gotta plug my phone in. I'm less than 5% right now, or 5 or less. And it warned me. Like, I love it. I love it nowadays. That, you know, because like in the Torah it says, a man who marries a nagging wife is just doomed to hell, right? Or something like that, you know. It's just, that's the gist of it, basically. But like, I'll get in a car, and if I don't, if my like, if I'm in the passenger seat or in the drivers and my butt is touching the seat, it's like there's these sensors there, I guess, and like the car knows if you're sitting there. Some of them do. They know if you're sitting there, and if you don't have your seatbelt on, then like some cars might actually shut down, I think, but they'll start nagging you. So it's like we have robots nagging us nowadays, you know. Anyways, yeah, no, a tribe, not their own.